What's up, guys? The information in this video could save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments over the life of your 30-year mortgage. So pay attention to the entire video, stay to the end, especially if you've been asking yourself this question: should I buy now or should I wait for interest rates to come down? If you're weighing the decision on should I move to the south suburbs, should I wait to buy when interest rates come back down, or should I just buy now? I really want to get into a home in the next 3 to 4 months. Well, this is the place to be. This is the video to watch. I'm going to outline all this information so that you can be more informed and make the most confident and powerful home buying decision. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. My name is John Sintich. I'm your go-to Chicagoland realtor in the south suburbs of Chicago, and I'm your guide to building wealth through buying and selling real estate. Let's get right into it. If you're in the early stages of researching buying a home, or you're just kind of tuned into the real estate market in general, and you pay attention to a lot of talking heads like this, or you watch the news a lot and you're paying attention to real estate headlines, you've probably heard this term before: marry the house, date the rate, in addition to a lot of other negative, salacious headlines about what's actually going on in the real estate market right now. The market's going to crash, it's all a disaster. That's kind of what you're hearing right now on the news. Well, I'm here to kind of put your mind at ease, give you that information to help you make more informed, confident, clear decisions. This is more focused on the south suburbs of Chicago, but it's taken from the context of the entire national real estate market in general. So you can really kind of glean this information for wherever you do want to purchase. But again, I do focus on the south suburbs of Chicago. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Illinois. So if you have any questions about buying or selling or investing, moving to or moving from the south suburbs of Chicago, give me a call. All my contact information is below in the description. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. I'm sliding over so I can put the numbers up here. I was going to use a whiteboard, but the lights was glaring off the whiteboard. I'm just going to throw the numbers up in editing. This is actually showing off my acting chops. I should probably be, in the Avengers movies as some kind of superhero working on a green screen, because that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm pretending that there's numbers here, but I'm just going to add them in editing later. So if you want to give me an Oscar for best performance, that's fine. More than happy to accept. I will not be slapping Chris Rock in the face on stage when I do accept my award, however. Sorry to let you down. Let's use Tinley Park as an example. Tinley Park is one of the main suburbs that I service in the southwest suburbs of Chicago, and they have a median sales price for a detached single-family home of about $307,000. So I'm actually just going to make this easier for my brain to work out these numbers, and I'm just going to use $300,000 as the number for a median sales price of a single-family home in the southwest suburbs, specifically Tinley Park. So let's look at an example if you were to purchase a home now. So the median sales price now, let's say it's $300,000. We're just a few $1,000s off just to make this easy. $300,000, okay? So we have $300,000. We're gonna throw up the current interest rate, which is 6.5%. Your monthly principal and interest at a $300,000 purchase price with 6.5% interest is gonna be an $1,800 principal and interest payment. Bear in mind, these are all estimates done on a mortgage calculator. I'm not a mortgage broker, so for more concrete, specific information on actual monthly payment breakdown, I would refer you to one of my mortgage brokers, and I'm more than happy to do that as well. Now, we are factoring in a 5% down payment. So if you have 20% down, these numbers are going to be lower. Your down payment's going to be higher, obviously. Upfront costs are going to be higher, but your payments are going to be lower. But for the sake of this video, we're going to look at a 5% down payment to keep costs up front much lower for you as the buyer. That's what a lot of millennials and a lot of people that are buying median priced homes are putting down, 3 to 5% typically. So we have our $1,800 monthly payment. We also are going to factor in $100 a month for homeowners insurance. Okay, we have to factor this in. And then we're also going to factor in $50 for private mortgage insurance. So this is what happens. You pay this private mortgage insurance when you put less than 20% down. So this is actually going to fall off after you reach 20% equity in your home. after making a certain amount of payments over time. But up front, you're going to be paying this PMI, as we call it. And this number, $50, is an estimate. When I bought, it was like $100 a month, but these premiums go up and they go down. My last conversation with my mortgage broker, they are actually more down, so it's estimated closer to about $50 a month. And then let's say your taxes in Tinley Park on average are gonna be around, for a median sales price home, are gonna be about $6,000 a year. So that's $500 a month. So all in, your monthly payment, PITI, your principal, interest, taxes, insurance, are gonna be $2,450 for a $300,000 home at a 6.5% interest rate, 5% down. Now, let's say you wait. I wanna wait until that rate comes down. I wanna wait 12 months before I buy. Let's wait 12 months. Well, according to a lot of the experts in real estate, these change a lot, but we're looking at anywhere from a 3 to 10% appreciation of home prices over the next 12 to 24 months because of the super low inventory. And historically, these interest rates, yet higher in perspective to where they were a year ago, are actually historically low comparative to like the 80s and the 90s. So we have low interest rates and we have low inventory. We also have a huge segment of our population, millennials, that have a huge demand for home. We're growing our families, we're making babies, we're getting better jobs, and so millennials want to buy homes. The demand is there. The appreciation, depending on where you are in the country, we're looking at anywhere from 3 to 10%. Let's take a conservative approach to this and say home prices appreciate by 2% over the next year. And so you buy that same house that was $300,000 this year, and that house costs $306,000 next year. Federal Reserve is raising interest rates, we're in a recession, and we see interest rates climb to 8%. Let's say rates go to 8%. Some people think they're gonna hit 10% before they come back down. Nobody has a crystal ball, but let's just say conservatively, let's say rates go up to 8%. Here's what your payment's gonna look like if you wait a year. So you have a $306,000 purchase price because that price point appreciated by 2% at an 8% interest rate. That monthly principal and interest payment's gonna be $2,150. So an extra $350 a month the year prior if you bought at $300 with a 6.5% interest rate. Then you tack on an estimated $100 a month for insurance, $50 for PMI because we put 5% down, and we put our taxes at $500 a month. So we're looking at that all-in payment of $2,800 a month. Depends on what your income is, but if it's more than 30% of your total monthly income, that's too much money to be spending every month on a home. You're not gonna be living comfortably. You might be at risk for what they call being house poor, where you own this house, but you can't afford to buy stuff, you can't afford to go out to eat, you can't afford to do things that you wanna do because all your money's wrapped up in your monthly mortgage payment. That sucks, it's no way to live. Now, let's look at option one, which we outlined first, buying now at $300,000 with a 6.5% interest rate, and then refinancing. Refinancing when rates do come down. Eventually rates are gonna come down. What goes up must come down. Most likely never going to see like 2.5%, 3.5% interest rates again. If we do, I mean, I'll be happily wrong about that, but talking to industry leaders that have been in this business for 30 plus years, they tell me that was a small part of our history that it's probably never coming back. But let's say these rates come down to 4.5%, 5.5%, and then you get to refinance. Let's see what that monthly payment's gonna look like. Again, this is just an estimate, and everyone's situation's different. Your interest rate's gonna be different based on your credit, your income, your job, what purchase price you purchased at, what area of the country you purchased at. So take this with a grain of salt, but overall, you can just adjust these numbers based on your market and your situation. But if you refinance from 6.5% to, let's say, 4.5%, and let's just keep it simple, it'll be lower than this because your principal loan balance will be lower because you've been paying it off for however long until you did get to refinance. But let's just keep it simple and say it's still at a $300,000 purchase price. Let's just say your interest rate is 4.5%. You're gonna be looking at a monthly payment of $1,450. That's like $700 lower than your 8% interest rate at a $306,000 purchase price. That's insane. That's a mortgage payment. That's a whole mortgage payment for a lot of people, $800 a month. So we're looking at $1,450 a month, plus your $100 a month for insurance, plus your $50 PMI, plus your $500 a month for taxes. You're looking at a total monthly payment of $2,100. Much more manageable than a $2,800 a month payment. That's a huge, huge jump. So you're saving $700 a month. That's $8,400 a year.
Which is, brace yourself, $252,000 over the life of your 30-year mortgage. Let that sink in. That's a big number.
So guys, this is the cost of waiting. Obviously, saving $250,000 is something I would like to do and something I'm sure that you would like to do, but it's not something you feel because it's over the life of your loan. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. It's a slow, painful death over the life of your mortgage. You're paying down this interest, which ends up being over $250,000. That's how powerful interest rates are, and the power of waiting versus not waiting and just buying when it makes sense for you and refinancing when rates come down. Over time, real estate appreciates. It has stood the test of time. Over and over and over again, it is proven that real estate, in the end, if you wait long enough, it's always going up. The biggest regret you hear is, I don't regret buying, I regret selling. So guys, if it makes sense for you, if you can afford the monthly payment, buy it now, refinance when rates come down. That's gonna do it for this video. If you found this information valuable, helpful, please tickle that like button, subscribe to my channel. It would mean a ton to me. It helps my business tremendously. As I said, I am a licensed realtor in the state of Illinois, so I'm more than happy to help you with any real estate questions you have about Illinois, buying, selling, investing, moving from Illinois. I'm more than happy to sit down and answer all of those questions for you. Again, my name is John Sintich. I'm your go-to realtor in the south suburbs of Chicago, and I'm your guide to building wealth through buying and selling real estate. Thanks guys, take care.